Wesley Nixon subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 36 months. And says yay. End of line. Philip Andrews subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 19 months. And says 10011. End of line. Spaukin subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 37 months. and says we can hear ya. End of line.
I know you can hear me typing, but I'm going to keep talking continuously for a moment because I have a feeling that the audio is choppy and that it's not going to be consistent and that you're going to miss things. So I'm not trying to communicate using audio because you're going to miss stuff. Whereas if I type, you'll be able to see a history of everything.
CRAZYBOY 2025. End of line. Jason 5, the 4 Stooge, subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 7 months. End of line.
But Philip, thank you for the 19. Spooky, thank you for the 37. Lydia, thank you for continuing your sub for the first time there. Jason, thank you for the 7 months. What plugin am I using for multi-streaming? I'm going to pretend that you can hear me right now. What is it? Multiple Output. That's what it's called by Sora Yuki. There. Want to try ADM multi-stream? No. Because that's not the problem. I have no idea what the problem is. Audio is not choppy. At least that spiel was. Okay, but that spiel was like 3 minutes ago. What? Like this is current. Like you guys are so far behind.
As the Octopus subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 31 months, currently on a 31-month streak. End of line.
It's not going to be TwitchCon causing YouTube to be bad, so that's not the problem. I don't know. If I stop, we're just going to wait until tomorrow. It's a short stream today anyway. Caves of Space, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 31 months, by the way. YouTube isn't fine. It keeps throwing a similar error. I mean, it's not showing it right now. I don't know. Maybe it really is just Twitch. I don't know. YouTube looks all right. I mean, so what I'm seeing as frame drops is right here. So at the bottom of the OBS window, you can see we have dropped 65.6% of frames. It is possible YouTube has settled out, actually. That one hasn't complained in a while, so maybe it is just Twitch. For the glow up makeover, Data General, I mean, Data General did get a glow up makeover. Both had issues that seem to handle it better somehow, less freezes, less delay afterward. So it seems like it's staying consistent in how many frames it's dropping, because it's continuously dropping frames. Now this is only for Twitch. I don't get a report for how much frame droppage I get going to YouTube, which is unfortunate. But stream health. That's literally the exact same thing it just says right here. Yeah, drop frames are rising steadily. That's the thing. We are consistently dropping 65.6% of frames. Yeah, the YouTube improving is confusing. I don't know. I really don't want to not stream, but see the same time as your stream. I mean, maybe you have like an hour-long delay and it's a time zone thing. Gosh, season B, artificial frame gen. That would be awful. Yeah, YouTube does have some pretty aggressive restart stuff set, because if you don't, then it won't persist the same stream through a connection, which is very annoying. Through a loss, so. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. Oh, looks like it may have settled. We don't appear to be dropping any additional frames on Twitch. All right. You should all refresh Twitch, because I think it's actually solid now. I think we're good. I think we stopped dropping frames. I think it's back. So I think that's going to be good. YouTube is behind now. That's more normal. There we go. Okay. All right. Now I think it's good. The frame drops have stopped happening. So that seems much better now. Okay.
Who says a time zone thing? I've heard of stateful firewalls, but that's ridiculous. CHER 100. End of line.
1950. Yeah, that's pretty close, Lena Heim. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, so that's looking like it's probably sorted. Okay. That was weird. I'll try to pay attention next time. Maybe the YouTube warning is just normal. Maybe it does that like every time. I don't know. But that was definitely Twitch dropping frames exclusively for a little while there, at least. So we seem to have sorted it all out now. So, all right, that's better. Okay. Oh, man, that was annoying. Yeah, okay. So yeah, anyone who has not yet reloaded, you should definitely reload. It seems like we've solved it. Okay, I'm going to close that. I think we're good. All righty. Hi, welcome to the stream. For once, it wasn't my fault, I think. I had everything working. I was even Mr. Smarty Pants, and I actually fixed the deck talk code before the stream started so that it wouldn't crash without having a thing. Without having a donate message thing to read off. Oh my gosh. Okay, can't find your live YouTube stream. Error? I don't know. It just said it was working. So I don't know. I didn't try to vamp till your stream stabilized? Yeah.
They subscribe for 33 months, currently on a 33-month streak, and says Josh Tekisuvic HUDS 601 thing. End of line.
Battlecade, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Emperor 30 3 months. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, I think we're good there. Okay. We're keeping it simple today. Just because we don't have a lot of time, and I really want to work on finishing that Dasher terminal that's behind me. I think you might be able to see it right there. So we're going to work more on the Dasher keys. And I forget where we were doing that. Was it Git and then keycap playground? Yeah, it was probably this. Okay. So I want to finish up the models for these. We have to do the cap itself, and then we have to do the little tiny stem mount thing. We're doing both in OpenSCAD, but they're going to be two separate files. And then I'm just going to make a cipher 0 with the slash thing and then just void it out of the keycap model. So, all right, I do have the filament for it now. It's a little darker than I would have preferred, but oh well. So, all right, I think we do. Did I not save this? I didn't save it. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. Well, let's go through the options again. This 64. Okay. That's looking a little better. All right. We're going to go just keycap because we're making our own stem. All right. So anyway, let me cover what this is for those of you who may have missed whenever I streamed something like this. So this is OpenSCAD. This is a CAD program that uses C-like language, but this is a pre-made, complicated, super long OpenSCAD file that can generate a keycap. And we're going to do this because this has a key shape type thing that really closely matches, what was it, DSA? The Dasher keys. There we go. This is very, very close. So we're going with this so that we can finish up the Dasher keyboard by printing the missing keys. Just give me a moment. I'm bringing up my reference images with the measurements of the keys. That way I don't have to do it again. Oh. I didn't take measurements. Okay, well. Calipers away. So yeah, all we're doing is modifying these values to make this look more like the Dasher keyboard. So, yep. Then we're not gonna print this today because we're not setting up the printer. I'm gonna have to do that before stream tomorrow or something. Maybe we'll do it on stream because I'm probably gonna be filming tomorrow. I'm gonna set this to 0. I'll figure out supports and other stuff later. All right. Want a 4D scanner? I don't really want to 3D scan that kind of stuff anyway, so yeah. If you rotate keycap on its side to print, don't forget to add a built-in support via doo-doo hickeys. I don't really care, whatever. Okay. Key height. Okay, so the height appears to currently be something around 8 millimeters there, I would say. I see it's supposedly 9, but that doesn't sound right. Or doesn't look right. Actual height is 12.6. So we need the top of this to be above here about at that point. So let's try and edit this 12. And it changed nothing, which is what it did last time. So if we leave that at 9, all right, I'm going to add 4 there, and that still did nothing. Oh, there we go. Okay, so is that about where I wanted it? I think it is. I'm going to hope for now that that's correct. Also going to save this. Does that work for the parameters? It does. Okay, good. All right, so that's that. Now, the next thing, I think what I was trying to find next after that was how to make the dish go all the way down because they end it in this flat plane, which is kind of stupid. And I was trying to figure out how to make it just a dish all the way down. A little extra means you can sand it down. I don't, I mean, I could sand it down on the bottom. Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. The profile would be a little weird then. I wanted to round the corners more too, because this thing is like super duper roundy round on the sides. So I want to find the side walls. We don't need any of the stems, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's see, legends. We don't want, I mean, I'll do legends after the fact. I don't need them. This to do the legends. Okay. Stem, 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 stem. Okay. Polygon layers. What? Dish, invert, Y. Okay, dish, invert. These two settings only apply. No. Dish, tilt, curve. Dish, invert, dish, tilt. We don't want that. Dish thickness, 1. Bump that up. I don't think I'd change anything. No, it's not changing anything. Okay, well, let's leave that there. Dish depth. That still didn't change anything. Both of them, not changing a thing. Dish tilt. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Cube. Does that do anything? No. Okay. That's cool. Sphere. Asks for hexagonal keycaps. Good luck, since it apparently doesn't respond to any input. Okay, just set those back to 1. Dish tilt should be 0. Oh, I'm just fixing the window. Okay. Dish X, Y, Z. If I take this down, does that do anything? No. Why? Can I have that go to the side? No. Remove uniform thickness walls? Not sure if that did anything. Oh my gosh. These are rounded on the inner corners. I can't even imagine what this thing looks like. Like there's a button, view, thrown together. This should look insane. No? Oh my gosh, is it calculating each point? Good grief. Okay. Changing key row doesn't do anything. You know, I wonder if I take out the key height extra, if changing the dish stuff works then. No. Why? So we got corner radius and corner radius curve. So I assume that's the 1, but it doesn't do anything. You know, just for giggles, let's pick a slightly more common key type. Okay. Now let's mess with the dish depth. That still didn't work. Strip to snap off many. Why? It's a 3D printer. They're not injection molded. That would be the only reason to do that. Oh, you know, that one actually kind of looks closer. That looks a lot closer to me, other than it being slightly raised on one side. Is there a key, a dish tilt or something that I can disable? Because that's much rounder and much deeper. It's so going to look wrong, though. Why is it, like, shifted down? That's so weird. No one could print such a small item? Oh, yeah. You should watch my HP86 video, where I 3D printed the internal high-tech stack pole key stems. They're way more complicated than this. I mean, not like actual model complexity, but mechanical complexity and smaller. I feel like this is like half-baked. No offense to the people who made it. It does not seem to be fully functional. Key row thing impact these? Could that be part of it? I did do something. If I go back to DSS, okay. Oh, that definitely changes it. Okay, so maybe there's a row here where they'll just be like flat. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna go back to 0. Not -1, 0. Laptop key right there, yeah. This is nothing for a resin printer? Oh yeah, absolutely. Um, I don't have color for resin printers though, so it's not gonna be that. Okay. So that's definitely flat. Can I cheat? I'll take it. Maybe I can make that the entirety of the height. Yeah, deal. I'll take that. Okay, I'm almost entirely happy with that. I would just like the dish to not be flat in the bottom, but I don't know if I can. Um, yeah. On the real one, it doesn't like poke up in the corners like that, so I might sand that down, which will unfortunately make the dish even smaller. I assume they're doing that for like a mechanical mount or something down there. I just wish it like didn't. Hmm. Hmm. I know someone who has a dasher that is working on replicating parts with resin casting. These are very castable. I wonder if I should just let them do that. So maybe we don't think too hard about this. I can just 3D print the two keys that I need as rough shapes. And then they're probably going to get to doing key casting. It's not going to be double shot. I don't think it would be. But still, I don't think it would be that big of a problem to even Dremel out the lettering I need for just the 0. And then epoxy coat the top with clear. Was it proven that I'm thinking too hard? Yeah. Okay. Well, that kind of kills what we were going to do today, although we do need to model the mount stem still, so we can work on that.
RHK77 SIs below again are you stable now CHER.
Looks like we are.
End of line.
Thank you for the 100 bits, RHK. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I think we'll go with this. So F6. Watch, now it'll compute all that weird stuff I was trying to change, and then the model will look nothing like that. Well, Philip, I think a 3D printed insert wouldn't look too much better. I mean, unless it was resin. Then a resin printer might be able to do reasonable quality inserts. They are doing silicone molding, though, so that it's reusable. Oh! All that sweating and it actually just, like, knocks it out. Okay, so if you don't know, OpenSCAD, F5 effectively is a rough model. F6 is the good model. Like, that's the one that you actually export. So I didn't know that it was going to change that. That's weird. All right, well, we'll save that file. Export as dasher-ish.stl. Okay. Blender time. Blender. Okay. Now on a Dasher keyboard, the 0 key is double-ish width. So we need to import that and stretch the middle. Not step? No, I did it as STL, didn't I? We'll find out in a second. Dasher key, wait, what? Import STL. Oh, did I do it as a step file? It says STL. Oh, wait, playground. There we go. Boom. Okay. So here's our key file. All right. So now what we're going to do, go into edit mode, marvel at how many vertices there are, and then attempt, actually we'll put it in wireframe mode first. Was it Z? Wireframe. We're going to lock here, and then I want the select mode. How do I pick the select mode? I don't, oh, that'll actually work. Okay. Okay. Grab. Meh. Right about there. Yeah, that's it. We'll lock this to the x-axis. Sure. Rendered. Oh, no, not rendered. Solid. Boom. There we go. It's a wide key. close enough. File, export, STL, get. I'm sure there's a way of doing that in the other software, but pass. Dasher-ish wide ish. Export. Okay. There was no wide option. Don't care. If there was, this was faster. Don't save. Okay. So now we have our two STLs for the actual keys. Just for giggles, the double wide, the stem goes in the middle. So, dude, how am I going to print these? They're round in every dimension. And then the bottom has to have like all the fancy mechanical stuff. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare. Am I going to resin print these and then not use the 3D printer filament that I bought? Is that what's about to happen? And then I'm going to get paint and then I'm going to epoxy clear coat them after and then wish they didn't look weird. Oh man. Supports on the inside? I don't know. I feel like it's a bad idea. Because you got to remember, we have to print that stem mount on the inside, and that's real thin. It's very thin. Like, we're probably going to get 2 walls on that. It's going to have to, that's going to have to come up. Or on its side. On its side. Ooh. Hold on. So if I print it on its side, that's the play. Completely on its side. I might even raft it so it's up above. Yeah, okay, that's it. That's the way to go. No, not upside down, on its side. Yeah, it will be way better for stem integrity. Way better. That was part of what I was thinking. All right, so we can just ignore this. Boom. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm going to have to cut the 0 into this one. Oh, Blender time again. You know what? Let's not worry about that. Let's work on the stem. Dasher key model. Ref. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Create new text file. Stem. Mount. Dude, I swear, like, 50% of the things that I've made in OpenSCAD are keyboard related. SCAD. Somehow. All right. So to start, we need, how do you do a pyramid? Can you, let's get rid of this. Open SCAD cheat sheet. I don't remember. Is the cube able to pyramid? Cube. Not like a pyramid, but like you need 2 different size squares. I swear there's a way of doing this. That's what I need. Wait, but how do I do that without using FN? Oh, do I just hole 2 squares? I mean, that'll work too. Yeah, screw it. We'll just hole 2 squares. Okay. Function stem. Actually, I don't think we need that. Like this, and then square size. Let's just go with 10. Center. I think it's true by default, so we can just do that. Okay, save. Doesn't like that. So is that it? Nope, that's still not it. How we do equals. Hold on, function. Or do I want module? I probably want module, don't I? visual actions. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And then stem. Boom. Perfect. I thought I said center is true. True. There we go. Okay, that'll work. I mean, we could whole cubes, but why whole cubes when we can just do squares? Yeah, but FN is a global variable. I don't necessarily want to do that. Okay, so square, and then square again. All right, and then whole. And then, so you remember when I used Basel 2? Because I don't remember how to do that. I wish I did. Translate. And we'll do this. I remember it being cool, but I don't remember how to do it. Okay. X, 0 is Y. Y is not that. So 10. Boom. Why did I not do anything? You can append it to the cylinder. Oh. That would work too then. But we're doing this. Actually, that would be a one line. We should just do that. Thank you. Cylinder. Height. H equaled 10. Okay. R1 equals 10. R2 equals 8. And then you're saying we can do Fn equals 4. And then that's real. That is real. Okay, but then it rotates weird. Is there a rotate option? Rotate equal 45. Nope. All right, well, that's fine. Rotate, unless you have to, like, not be a complete idiot. And it's 0, 0. Okay, I didn't think so. Whoa. Boom. Okay.
RHK77SIZCHER 100. Put the rotate before the cylinder. End of line.
I know, I was just trying to see if there was a parameter for it. But thank you for the 100 bits, RHK. All right. I have used OpenSCAD a lot. I just didn't know you could put that in there. Well, now I'm going to have to get, like, real measurements and stuff, I guess. So, okay. The actual width of the doohickey majigger is 4.88 at the base. 4.88. Okay, that's in that direction. In the other direction, it's, whoa, it's way smaller. I want to say it's 5 by 4, just because. Why not? Wait, no, I shouldn't. 4.75 by. Wait a minute, that's wrong. 10. 4.75 by 3.7. Wait, it's not a square. Why are you not a square? 3.88 by 3. Dang it. We're going back to this. Okay, so it's not a square. It's like a polygon kind of thing. Give me that cheat sheet back. Can we do a rectangle? Is there an option for a rectangle? Let's see. Square. X, Y. Perfect. Okay. Uh, 4.75 by 3.75. Save. Okay. And then there's this, which I don't understand why it's not working. See, four-sided cylinder looks perfectly fine from here. It's the greatest in PlayStation 1 technology. I mean, why would it not look correct? Is it because I need this? That works. Can we not move that in the Z dimension for some reason? I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, RHK. That's basically what I have here. Wait, but why cube? Why not cylinder? Or square? What's wrong with square? Can we not move square in 3 dimensions? Yeah, this is the Z-axis. Why is the Z-axis not working? There's true, X, Y, blah, 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 blah. Maybe we just, not unless you extrude the square. Well, that's dumb. Fine. Cube. And then we'll do 1. But now I have to translate this. Translate. This is the bottom. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0.5. Can't see left part of the code. Sorry. There you go. All right. Slight offset up to fix center. Save, and then cube. I'm just gonna, I'm just grabbing this for right now. Boom. Okay, so that works. Stupid OpenS CAD. 2D nonsense. Okay. What's the top? The top is, this one's kind of messed up, but it'll work. 375 by, I think, 328 something. 275. 375, 275. Boom. I said boom. And boom. All right, that looks probably correct, except the base has thickness. Okay, we're just doing a square down there. There's square. Now we don't need this. That's right, a squarey. It's like a square, but why? Fine, I guess we'll use the slightly imperceptible value. I just don't like hacky solutions like that. That sucks. All right. Now the split is uniform all the way down. So I don't have to, well, not quite. But we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Okay. Let's do this. Wedge. And we'll name this bottom. Equal one. Top equals 1. H equals 10. Is that it? Yeah, okay. So if we do B0, B1, T0, T1, save. That did not work. Wait, no, it did. Okay. And then we do 4.75, 3.75, 3.75, 2.75, and then I didn't actually measure the height. Oh my gosh, 10 was almost right, but it's 11 and a half. Boom, there we go. I have my reasons for modulifying, parameterizing. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Okay, save. Yay! Alrighty. So now we need to do things. Oh, yeah. Okay, in the skinny axis, which is the y-axis, I need to shift that back. So 1. Why did that not work? Because I didn't do this. Boom. Okay, so it's going to be 0.5. Because it's actually a straight wall on one side, and then it shifts up towards it. Okay. All right. This is not the key. This is the stem that goes inside of the key. So we take, hold on, sudo apt install the worst named program ever. And we open this. All right, well, it doesn't hurt for me to just have this here. Oh my gosh, inverted zoom, I want to vomit. Anyway, the part we're designing right now goes in here. So it's going to be the stem that goes in there. So if we go back to this and we look here, we're creating the part that is missing from, stupid sidebar, from there. So that's what we're currently modeling. So we're going to need a wedge shape for the whole thing, but then the reason I made it a full-on module is because we're going to have a wedge that goes in the middle because it's slightly splayed out to fit over the stem part. And then obviously we're going to need little spheres on the inside. Those are huge and then cut, so we should probably add those next. It might even be one that goes in the middle for both sides. I don't know. But yeah, so that's a thing. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to mount this, but it will be interesting. Yeah. All right. So I'll just leave this here so you guys can see what we're making. All right. Yes. Okay. So I can do this wedge, and then I'm just gonna translate 10. Hold on. Let's go with 5, 0, 0 for now. Okay, save. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so now it's centered, but we probably don't want that, but it doesn't really matter. This is the y-axis. I'm going to minus 1, and then I'm going to make the y-axis 2, or 2 larger. There, so it's thicker. It's centered. We didn't need to do that. Okay, so that makes it bigger all around. Okay, we should apparently have this in there still. Okay. And then how big is that inner racetrack shape? Why am I using the actual key? I'm going to guess 1. It's 1.5. So this is just 1.5. Boom. All right. Now the depth of this is approximately 7. What? Oh, just minus the... What? The height is 7. Is this height correct? Height. Oh, I'm not actually setting height. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to make this 8. Okay. All right. I don't know if it's F. I'll see if anyone else is showing into F. Okay, looks like maybe not. All right. Now we can get rid of this. And we can do this. Boom. All right. And then one more thing we need to do. I believe that is acceptable. Yes. Cylinder. Yes, that's it. Okay. The radius is R equal 1.5. Is it R1? Let's just do this. True. Boom. Semicolon. Okay. Yep, I can see it taking a bite out of there, kinda. Just do one of these. And one of these. Okay. That's Is FN like awful? FN equals 64. Boom. Okay. Why is that bigger and slightly offset? Or maybe that's just I'm making that up. 1.5. Why is that bigger? Because that's radius, not diameter. But that's still not quite right. If I just divide this by 2, what? That's the height. Oh. H equals, I don't care, R equals 1.5 divided by 2. Boom. Sure. And then rotate on the x-axis 90. And then 0, 0. Boom. And then translate on the x-axis -5, 0, 0. On the y-axis -5 +5. And then get rid of that. Bring this back. Boom. Yeah, there we go. There we are. This is looking pretty darn good so far. Can prepend a body with octothorpe and is shown as transparent red for debugging. Oh. Well, that's handy. All right. Well. Now we do union sphere 10. True. Boom. Okay. It's done. What do you think? It's great, isn't it? All right. The width in the middle, we got, what is it? 4.75. And you know what? I bet. Yeah, it's 4.75. So this is probably radius divided by 2. Boom. Okay. Yep. Now, how high up is that? 7.75. Boom. Whoa, that's wrong. How does that look compared to that? That doesn't seem to be quite right. Okay, so it's going to be slightly smaller. Let's go 4.5. Yeah, that looks a little more correct. Okay. And it's going to need to be shifted back just slightly. So that is the y-axis, 1. Okay. 0.5. 4. 3. 3 looks pretty good. Okay. Now the the problem. Hmm. Um, you've never used the whole command? The whole command is the best command. I'm sure there's like a, math way to figure out what that center part is, but pass. Hmm. Sandpaper and send it. I don't think so. What's the approximate width of this? 2.22. Okay. I want to double check. So there's union difference. Is there intersection? That's what I want. Okay. That sounds like a really hard one to spell. So I'm just going to yoink that. And then where the sphere is, we're going to do this. We're going to make a cube. All right. And this is a sacrificial cube. It is going to be in the x-axis. That's that one, 100 million units wide. In the y-axis, it's going to be 2.2 millimeters wide. And then in the z-axis, it's also going to be 100 billion millimeters wide. We're going to save that. My cube is goodbye. All right, but that's fine. Now we do this, I guess. Whoa. Oh, it didn't center it. That's, hold on. True. Okay. Now we're getting pretty close. I just need to offset this by this amount, but not with that. There we are. Get rid of that. And problem solved. Okay. We're getting close. Getting real close. Why am I getting notifications? Linode says, oh no, it's scary. I'm being used. Why? Why are you doing usage? Yet another comment telling me Divx is not Divx. Oh my gosh. I would hate it if it wasn't great for the algorithm. All right, what's the reason for the sacrificial cube? So the sacrificial cube, it creates basically a plane where anything outside of the plane is removed. So that's what intersection means. So the sacrificial cube is just saying keep everything within here. So we only end up keeping a disk of the sphere, essentially. So, yeah, that's what ends up happening. Well, it's not negative space, it's exclusive positive space. Negative space is like the wall here, or the wedge that we difference. That's negative space. So that is a negative one. Dude, I love that thing. That's so handy. All right, but now we need another one. So let's do this. Might as well just grab all of that. We don't need the roundy bit, though. So we're just going to get that out of there. Yoink. Goodbye. Okay. Let's do this. Boom. Okay. Now. There's no real reason to have the widths be different, but, whatever. Let's make that 5. Make me feel all warm and fuzzy. Okay. Now, I think this is going to be more how I feel about it than anything else, because this is kind of messed up. Um, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make the top 2.5, and we're going to make the height like 2, and then we're going to make this 2. Okay. Now the problem is it looks real weird. Why does it look so weird? Why is that so thick? I think we don't need this. That's not right. If I F6 that, yeah, that's super not right. Should be that. Oh, it's because I haven't flipped it. That's the problem. Fine, I guess we'll do this. Oh, see, but now the height's gonna actually be right. That's so correct. Oh, darn. Okay, I think that's it. That's our key stem. F6 that so I can fix the Z fighting. Boom. So again, for reference, this is, you know what, maybe we should just make this slightly shorter. 1. Boom. I'm pretty happy with that. So we just go stick that in the key model and then done. Now, the other reference images show how it should go in the middle and it should poke up a bit. I don't know how much that a bit is. Does the circle come like right up to the top? Nope, it's almost completely random. So we're just gonna stick this in Blender and then stick the pin, in the middle. Can we calculate a fundamental frequency used as a tuning fork? Yeah, sure. I'll put the model up on GitHub. You have fun with it. But you can only calculate it if the frequency is for a material of PLA. Oh, no, I'm not doing an OpenSCAD thing. Nah, I'm good. I'd rather do that in Blender because I'm going to have to cut the lettering hole in the middle of Blender anyway. Yeah, I think that's it. I guess we might as well make the models in Blender that are like the final done versions or whatever. All right, so our loose key is going to be unlabeled, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Just pop that there. Okay, get rid of that. Can I do this? Nah, why would I be able to do that? That would be a nice feature. Import STL get keycap playground dasher-ish. Okay, now grab this. Position 0, 0. Okay, and then scale. Boop. Rotation. Y 180. Boom. Grab. Scale. Grab. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. Scale. Okay, just the thing that I said, it should be flatter along the top. If I wanted to be smart here, I could fix that. I guess I probably should, huh? Dang it, I don't want to, but like that would be smart. Fine. What's the maximum height here? We like this one. What's your Z, right? Yeah, Z. Okay, so 11 something or another. Why are they meters? Jeez. Okay, whoa. Wireframe. Boop. Okay. Now, I need absolute coordinates, not relative coordinates. How do I global? Drat. No. How do I set them all to one thing? Blender set multiple vertex coordinates. Blah, 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 blah. Scale to axis by 0. You know what? Yeah, that'll work. Scale, Y, not 0, Z. Wait, no, because that'll kill my dish. I only want the outer ones. It's complicated. Stupid high resolution. Who put so many FN numbers on this? Oh man, you know what? Pass. I'm good. We're not worried about this. We'll pass. Nope. I'm good. I'll live without doing that. I know I was kidding, RHK, because that one little minor thing just made this awful. Oh yeah, I didn't export this. F6, file, export, STL, dasher, stem. Okay, now we gotta import it. File, import, STL, dasher, stem, grab. Let's go Y only. Wait, where's Y? Oh, Y is the weird one. Hold on. Grab Z. Okay. And now, oh no, rotate. Whoa. Rotate Z 90. Boom. Okay. Rotate X 180. Grab Z. Boom. Grab X. Right there. Okay. Now I need to get in there and make the base and the other thing touch. Okay. Edit mode. We're going to face select. I'm going to do this one and that one. Grab Z. Barely get into it. Boom. And there we go. Somehow this is going to be wrong, but I don't care. Let's see. I got to hold on this. Add modifier.
SPEELFLIGHT 82S subscribed at tier 1.
Cool.
They've subscribed for 23 months. End of line.
Steelflight 82, thank you for the tier 1 sub there and for 23 months. I think that's correct. I'm going to pretend it is. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. And then we can apply somewhere. How do we apply? Apply. Boom. And then we take dasher stem and we go bye-bye. Boom. We got our model. Get this thing out of here. Bam. That's it. That's a keycap-ish kind of thing. All right. File, export, STL, get dasher key models, small, geometry, you know, I don't care, whatever. Okay. Boom. Now we undo the apply of the model thing, okay? Because we're gonna just delete dasher-ish, then file, import, STL, dasher, no, the wide one here, wide, okay. I'm sad because it's not in the correct axis. So grab X, and then we're gonna just move it right there. I'm sure that that is completely centered, like 100% guaranteed center. And then we delete that stupid cube. What? How'd the cube get in there? Bad cube. Okay, the cube's gone. Maybe solid. Use support material? Probably. I don't think it'll go well if I don't. All right. Now I wish I knew what the shortcut was for the center origin thing, because it's always a pain in the butt. Rotate Z. Oh, that's so wrong. 90. No, Z. There we go. Boom. Now we move it again. Hold on. Origin to center. What's Blender set object origin. Yada yada yada. Object. Wait, we just go up here. Object. Set origin. Origin to geometry. Close enough. Okay. RZ90. Boom. Okay. So that'll work. We'll go here. Bingo. Perfect. So that should already fit. Now, I need another picture. I need one I haven't taken yet. Okay. Geometry should be center. I mean, it wasn't because I just took it and I stretched it. So it was my fault that it was like that. All right. Z Stream never went down. I don't know what you're talking about. Office internet's great. Shut up. Whatever. Okay. All right. Why is there no view rotate? View. Rotate. No. Well, that works. But then it's not. There we go. But, like, how do I. 3D cursor. Wait, I don't want 3D cursor. I wanted view. Oh. Well, that's useless. Okay, but, like, how do I do this without. Close enough. Whatever. Okay. Let's get rid of this image because it's annoying. So how annoying that your landlords are going to fill out the paperwork for fiber just makes it worse. We're just waiting for the installation date now. I know, right? Someday. Okay. So let's do not move the view. Well, you know what? Let's move the view. You know, why not? Let's move the view. I want to move the view. Add. No. Control A. No. No, I don't know what I just did. Shift A. Mesh. Cylinder. Why not? Okay. Now I'm going to. There's a way of grabbing. How do you ensure the images are in scale? By closing one eye and looking real close. Okay, so we're going to do this. And I'm going to move this here. And I'm going to scale that down to about there. And I'm going to Control D that. And I'm going to grab. I'm going to undo. I'm going to Shift D that.
2025 SIZHER 100. Sorry, I am late. Happy Friday to you all. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you all. End of line.
Crazy Boy, thank you for the 100 bits. Boolean. How do I. Hold on. Blender hole. Convex hole. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Input, edit, mesh, convert, hole. Okay, so if I union other cylinder and then apply and then get rid of other cylinder and then edit mode, mesh, convex hole, there we go. Unedit mode, beautiful. Okay, all right, so that's the slash. Now we're gonna add. I don't know what I did. We're gonna wireframe. I'm gonna add a mesh. That's a cylinder. Okay, we've never done this before. I'm gonna look from the downside. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna put it about there. Okay, we're gonna scale it to maybe right there. How about a little bit closer to right there? Now we're gonna scale on the x-axis only. That almost works. And we're going to move it on the x-axis. Scale again on the x-axis. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Now, I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to leave it in the same spot. I'm going to shift slightly to the side. I'm going to scale it on the z-axis a whole bunch. All right. I'm going to go back to this view, and I'm going to just scale it in general to about right there. Now I can take cylinder 2. I'm going to add a modifier. It's going to be a Boolean, but this one's going to be a difference with cylinder, other cylinder, and then we're going to apply that, and I'm going to take other cylinder, and I'm going to make it go away. And now we got our shape things, kind of. I'm going to scale on Z here. Let's just make this a little closer to the other one. Boop, that looks good. Now we can grab this one and we'll just Boolean, union, other cylinder. Pretty sure it's that one, right? Cylinder 2, yeah. So we'll apply that, boom. We'll take cylinder 2, we'll banish it, and then we grab this and we grab Z way up there, and now we can go back to solid view, okay. And then I can embed this, grab Z as far down as I can without like punching through. That would be preferable. We're gonna delete this. That might work, maybe, who knows. If I go to the side, perspective, wireframe, how close are we getting here? If I grab this, ooh, that's real close. Or is it? Yeah, that definitely makes sense to me. We'll go with that, maybe. Scale Z, you know, let's just maybe make it slightly shorter. Grab Z, push it up. Okay, back to solid view. All right, now we just grab Z, right there. Okay, now we take the key model and we add a difference modifier from the cylinder model. That's this one? Yeah. Okay, so then we apply that, boom, and then we get rid of the cylinder model, and bam! Now we're hungry like the keycaps, Philip? No. There we go. So now we're ready to fill this in with white nail polish or paint or something. Yeah, good thing it's not a complicated letter. Yeah, no kidding. Like I always said, let's just kind of YOLO this. So, I'm happy with that. That's fine. Whatever. That'll work. I think we're ready. I don't know if this is upside down or not, but good thing it doesn't matter with this legend. You know what? I think I'm going to center it because that's not quite center. Grab X. Oh, I did the difference still. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Grab X. Let's eyeball this from the top. Let's wireframe that. So... maybe there. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Solid. Okay. Apply. Delete that. There we go. Now we're good. Oh, just found a font that has that in the right dimensions. Yeah, but this really didn't take that long, did it? And now it's like correct. Need a DLP resin printer for the fine details, but then it won't be the right color, and I don't want to paint it. Not that the filament I bought's going to be the right color either, but file, export, STL, num0, export. Boom. It's a key. Because this one's kind of a lot more complicated. I'm going to actually look at this before we call this done. Wait, where'd they go? Oh, here it is. Okay, open with Mesh Lab. All right. Whoa. Okay, do we got a ruler doodad in here somewhere? You know what? Screw it. What is it? What's the downloads? Spruce slicer. Okay. Which one do I want? I don't remember. I'm going to guess this one. No, I don't want to download the new one. I think I'm pretty sure I actually really don't want the new one. Num0. Cool. It looks like it's maybe the correct size, probably, hopefully. Okay. Bingo. No, why is there a cylinder in there? Glad I didn't close it yet. We don't have a mystery cylinder in the other one, do we? No, there's no mystery cylinder there. Okay, we gotta go get rid of the mystery cylinder, and then we're good. Back to Blender. Is it this one? Delete. File. Export. STL. Num0. Yes. Do overwrite. Prusa slicer. We can reload from disk, which usually crashes the software. Oh, hey, didn't know that. Do it this time. Okay, here we go. Them's is keycaps. We're gonna put it on. I don't think it. No, that's rotate. Here we go. Boom. Yeah. No, I want it on this one. Okay, how about we do this? No. This? No. What? No. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm not printing it today anyway. Yeah, okay. That'll work. Yeah. Okay, real talk here. Should I just resin print these at home? Because, like, they're probably gonna suck as FDM. I think they're gonna be pretty darn awful as FDM. I will only have gray, though. At least I think that's what color the original was. I got a couple of bottles of it, but I'll have to look. Yes, also print a draft to see how your filament looks. How's it going with the blue keyboard? We just designed the models that'll be the new keys for it. Okay. They aren't that huge for resin. Oh, no. They'll be fine for resin. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is the fact that I will not paint them. It is not going to happen. I think painting the keys is a terrible idea, and I don't have a clear epoxy because I would have to paint them and then put a clear epoxy on them. There might be concerns with zero looking good. I think it's going to look bad no matter what. Print here. If they suck, go print at home. I mean, that'll give us something to do tomorrow, yeah. Dude, Chloe, okay. That's not a reference to The Critic, is it? Because you might have found the only other person who remembers that show. No, it smells in the house. Okay, well, Ben and I apparently are the only other people who remember the show. And Paul got, oh my gosh, there's more people here than I realized that know it. That's awesome. Hold on. Someone pinged me on Mastodon about my totally awesome, what you call it, zero key thing. I want to know what this is. All right. You can mix clear resin with pigments and then use it in DLP. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. It's not going to happen. There's dozens of us who remember it. Apparently, they're all watching my stream. All right. So tomorrow we'll FDM print this because why not? And then when that obviously sucks, we'll go ahead and resin print it at home. What are we up to? We just modeled these, which, I mean, it looks pretty, like, stylish with the one slightly canted, like we're showing them off here. Like, look at that. I designed that kind of. I mean, there was a program that mostly generated that. But look, I made the stem on the bottom and then the thing there. Sorry, we got 13 minutes left. We got nothing to do. We accidentally actually accomplished the goal. All right. Um, Paul guy, I got some stuff I can do here. Hold on. Get. I'm not gonna be logged into GitHub, am I? I am. It's a Friday miracle. Okay. So for Pi disk rip. Okay. I was looking at the issues and pull requests here, and I wanted to talk. So I think Paul Guy was working on one of these. Um, it might have been someone else too. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, it was Paul Guy. It could be dependency. Looks on runtime. Where was it? It was the thing. Yeah, this. Okay. I know this was like a month ago. I'm sorry. Okay, so PyDisk rip having the includes for some stuff here. Okay, so this is where this felt like it got really kludgy to me. I was reviewing this a couple of days ago, and trying to think about whether or not it actually made sense to try and include it. I mean, this part, all that makes sense. It gets a little kludgy with that, but that might work. I'm super inexperienced with packaging. Okay. I mean, well, the thing is that I think it feels like a bad idea to make it installable via PyPy if it's not actually runnable. So I don't know how this works. It requires external directives, not seem to run. So if this automatically runs this, then I think it's okay. But if it doesn't, then I think that it's a bad idea. Was right out of plans quarterly, hourly. Did the same thing, ended up digging out whatever that is. Some system libraries and the dependencies depend and don't provide themselves. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I don't do this because of this. I really wish I could have got everything in Python, but like there is nothing for B chunk and then talk to Q is actually yeah, see, no. Q tools is yeah, see, someone mixed this up. See, this is where this gets really annoying. You actually need Q tools for talk to Q or whatever it is. You don't want CDRDAO. Theirs is borked. Um, doesn't do something. I think it doesn't do the CD text. It's awful, dude. Working with CD stuff's awful. Someone has mentioned I should use redumper, but I've never tried that. You guys want to try a redump rip right now of a CD? Because I've never done it. Redumper. Look at this. Low level CD dumper utility. Yeah, I've never tried this before. Let's do this right now. Linux 64. Is it just a 16 by 2? Oh, it's that. Okay. All right. Bin and go. Boom. Okay. Let me make sure it's executable. Permissions is executable. Okay. So if we go home, archive, and then redumper. Okay. No ready drives detected on the system. Okay. So there is an optical drive in here. Let me grab a CD of some kind. Let me see if I can find a mixed media game, like Sonic CD or something. What's definitely mixed stuff? Popping into my head is Age of Empires 2. I see Age of Empires 1. Wolfenstein's definitely not. Need for Speed, I know isn't. Turok is not. Descent 2 is, if that's the CD version, it is. Wait, is it? Yeah, because it's got like typo negative on it, doesn't it? Okay. Alrighty. So let's rip the Descent 2. Yeah, Quake 1 for sure. I only passed over that after having literally touched it recently. Why would I think about that? Yeah, Quake 1 would have made a lot of sense. Okay, let's rerun that. No ready drives. Come on, it's going to be ready any second. Okay, well now what? Whoa. Okay. So no parameters or anything. It just like starts. Okay, so we definitely have that. Okay. Interesting. What output are we getting? Full talk. Open with imhex. Interesting. It is binary data. I kind of like dumping the talk. Subcode. Wait, do we actually get all of the subcode? Well, now I'm going to have to go find a UMD audio CD. Also, why is it ripping super duper slow? Trying to find a CD plus G disc? I mean, I can. I have them. I don't know that I have one here. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know that I have one at the ready. Oh, there we go. I got one. Mega hits of 1987. Aw, yeah. We got Final Countdown. And that's the only one I recognize. Well, there were lots of... Wait, Shadow Warrior did music on CD. Really? Yeah. Mega hits might be... Well, okay, it's a... I would say that Europe Final Countdown was a mega hit. But Envious, I don't have any CD plus G discs. They're not super common. When they show up at thrift stores, they show up in bulk. We're gonna rip this because I want to see a CD plus G subcode rip, and then immediately say, "But now what?" Because okay, we got the subcode data, but now what? Is it gonna recognize it as CD plus G? Can I rip it or write it? Okay. Oh, I could have just looked at the thing that's next to me. Oh well, run it. All right, so subcode should contain way more data this time. But it doesn't look like it's actually doing any more. Oh, wait. What's that? That did increase. Ah, okay, subcode is increasing. Okay. Number 8 in the US. Lame. Should have been number 1. This is a dumb question. Where was the band Europe from? Europe band. Swedish rock group. Okay, I had no idea. So I was gonna say, were they actually from Europe? I would say we're getting CD plus G data, but now what? What can we do with that? RHK, that's, I mean, the song I know that's full of Naz is, The Day the World Went Away. And my young nephew's visiting the weekend. Sense of humor is not recovered yet. Oh. Said subcode, and I know what we had to do. I mean, yes. Oh, you're talking about the Europe joke, though. Europe, who, no, comma, Europe, who, exclamation point. No, that one's over my head. You're getting a lot of data. That's cool. Dreamcast emulator plays CD plus G, but in what format? This is my problem with like ultra super fancy rips like this. So what's a scram file? What do I do with that? Can I convert that to a bin Q? And then why wouldn't I just rip it to a bin Q? Because if I can't use scram other than to make a bin Q, why does it exist? I know, well, BinQ doesn't contain subcode, but it can contain metadata. But it contains decoded metadata. So you can put CD text in a Q file, but you cannot put CD plus G data. Just use ARU. So I need to look into ARU again, but last time I tried to use ARU, I did run into a breaking issue that made it unsuitable for like non-scrutinous ripping. So that is ordered for dev bin. I'm not sure what you mean. We're also not going to finish ripping this. Oh, wait. Actually, this is ripping quicker for some reason. We're 1/3 of the way through. I'll let this finish because I want a copy of this data. Is this that one that can use some Plex Store drives in a special mode? I mean, if it can, then I want to do this at home with the Plex Store USB drive I have now. Yeah, but Tillwolf, you'd have to go back to my streams that were like years ago at this point, and see what issue I ran into with the Dragon Force CD with Aru. Oh, I meant to pack up my Microsoft Surface before stream, and technically we're at the end of stream now. I just want to let this finish, because this is the first time I've ever ripped the subcode of a karaoke disc. And it's kinda awesome. But also probably useless. It's a chicken and the egg problem, though. If people don't rip this kind of stuff to have data samples, then we don't have a way of creating a program that can use it, or data format that can hold it in a more usable way. Realistically, the best way to encode this would be as an AVI or an MOV or something where we just convert the CD plus G data into a video stream. That would be totally doable. And then just encode it that way. But that's not like... what's the best way to describe that? It's not archival, because we don't actually save the raw data. But the subcode blob is not useful. I wonder if Amazon actually delivered my package today that they said they were going to deliver yesterday, but then didn't. They're claiming it's out for delivery. Okay. Thinks requires a Plex drive of custom firmware. I'm not willing to do that, actually. They're too expensive. Although I do have 2 Plex Store drives over there that are IDE. Maybe I could grab... Maybe I might be willing to do that to one of those. Oh, this is kind of funny, actually. On the CD plus G, I said, jokingly, how do you write a CD plus G disc? Because, like, no software I'm aware of allows you to do CD plus G. I need to find what is it's like a is it a Final Fantasy game that has the subcode protection on PlayStation 1 or something? I don't remember what it is. It's unfortunate that I'm going to want a copy of it because it's probably really expensive because of the nerds that actually like that thing. Uh, but I found this. This is a disc duplicator, and it's specifically a karaoke disc duplicator, which means that it would duplicate subcode data. And I wonder if it would just straight up duplicate the subcode of any kind of subcode data, not just karaoke data, and if that would work for that security protection thing on the PlayStation disc. Because again, as far as I'm aware, it's not actually possible to write subcode data. So that is unique. And that has like a dedicated CD drive controller. So I'm assuming it reads binary data here and writes binary data there. Wonder if there's any Asian technology thing that Shelby doesn't have. Yeah. On PlayStation discs, is it in the originals? No chance. What do you mean? There was a PS1 disc that had subcode data protection. PS1 game subcode copy protection. Let's find out what it is and then see how much it is on eBay and then weep. There's a physical property of the spiral on the disc. CDRs have it pre-written. Had the wobble groove. I mean, I meant the spiral wobble one. No. So let's look at this. Compile, yeah, whatever. Okay. PSX games over the years. Dude, okay, nerds, stop calling it PSX. It's PlayStation 1. Or just PlayStation, okay? I know you always wanted the PSX to be a real thing. It's not, okay? It's a DVD player. Doesn't count. All right. Wait, are they not describing how this actually works? I don't care about patching this stuff. I just want to know. Protected. Oh, no. That was close. Now, that would have been a bad one. I caught the domain name before it finished loading. Okay, it looks like the site's actually down. That could have been bad. Pro tip. You want AdBlock installed if you go to Copy World websites. Okay. Oh, come on. What game was it? Your big red emergency stop button? Yeah. An oscillation of the spirals and extracts fine tracking services, which is really cool. I know you know, but I want to talk about it. I mean, I know about it, but it like doesn't matter. Was it something spicy? Yes. Yeah. Um, I can burn PS1 games, anti-piracy. Yeah, which one? What game is it though? Like, EDC copy protection. Yeah. But like, how? What games? Um, I don't know. Maybe there's like comments. Okay, is it EDC? Hold on, EDC Beat Mania. That one may not be too expensive. I'm guessing EDC is what they mean by subcode data. Wait, Crash Team Racing? No, it doesn't. No EDC. Well, no, I don't. Dance Revolution. I mean, okay, fine. That would be cheap. That's boring, though. I mean, it beats paying like $300 for some weirdo RPG, though. So, Might be that. Okay, some games, EDC, if the affected games protection is triggered when you burn the EDC protected disks under burning CD software forces invalid EDC data to be corrected. No, that's bad. That's not subchannel. libcrypt, is this it? Some people said use different copy protection. libcrypt, similar to EDC. libcrypt triggered when burn. Which most case helpfully, no, that's hopefully corrupts the subchannel data. There we go. Okay, so that's what it's libcrypt, I guess. That was like most of these, wasn't it? No. Okay, so libcrypt. I have no idea what Saru is. Snow Cross Championship. That sounds like a really cheap one to get. Oh, of course, it had to be the Europe Spiral Year of the Dragon. I would have it if it wasn't for that. Okay, this is almost done. No, did not use Game Shark feature something. Okay. USA, I don't know what that is. Sydney 2000, that's Olympics, right? I'm guessing. Italian Job, that might actually. Why is it all European ones that have this? That won't work. I don't have to import like a PAL PS1. Was it only European ones? Okay, so it's doing like some analyzing nonsense. I have no idea what that's going to do. We're nearly done here, though. As soon as this finishes, whatever it's doing, we're wrapping it up. Well, you know, the problem is I would have to get a PAL PS1 to be able to, like, test. And then I would have to, like, have a PAL television. Why is it ripping bins of every single one of these? Why? What's the point? Offered by Sony in Europe? I mean, maybe. File. Import. Raw data. Archive. Karaoke. This. Okay, so this is going to be 2-channel. I forget what Indian is. Let's try little.
100 must be Raccoon software. We love multiple bins. End of line.
Oh, did that actually work? I think that actually worked. Yep, that looks like waveforms. But no sub. Oh, Q. But then no. Oh, no, you guys did that? Why? Come on. That seems super not pre-gap friendly. Scram is way too big for a CD, so that's not just a single bin. Did what? It split what would normally be a single bin queue pair into individual bins for each track, which is valid for a bin queue for how the format works, but stupid for like anything else. What are we doing anyway? It doesn't seem very data general. There's the data general. We did the keys. They're done. I mean, they're not printed, but the models exist now. They got like stems and everything. But we finished with like 15 minutes to spare, so I was just curious to try redumper. So, all right. Soon bins include pre-gaps. That sounds weird. I mean, maybe it's just directly split. Pre-gaps are kind of strange though, because you can have like space between the track. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm sure there's a parameter that does a joined bin, but so far I'm not sold on redumper, other than it gives me the subcode. Start the brand stream. We're not starting anything right now. We're ending. We're 13 minutes over on stream. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to get up. We're just going to run the outro from here. Like, why? Why not? Why get up? Precaps absolutely can contain audio data. I touched a CD this morning that has precap audio data that contains an entire song. So yeah, it's kind of important. That was weird. I don't know why that didn't work, but okay. Oh, I think I just super ripped my pants. Yeah, okay, cool. Alrighty. I didn't even intend for emojis to be able to show up in the polls. That's hilarious. I didn't know it's been doing that. Alright. Well, see, now your pants. Yeah, so I think it's my giant phone case. It doesn't do well. It rips the sidewall of the pants. It's very annoying. I'd already hemmed it, but now that failed. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, we're going to call it there. Thank you all for hanging out for this stream. We will continue this project tomorrow with some printing of the keys that we just designed. Then we'll see how they fit in the real keyboard, which is just right there. So yeah, if you enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon. But that's it for now, and I will see you next time. And no sanity, because Patreon people won't even have been charged by then.